Hey Rays fans, Angella Sharpe here at Tropicana Field. The boys are back in town after a 7-game road trip that saw Wilson Ramos bat .350 with 4 walks, 1 home run, and 4 RBIs. You know what else? Ramos is at top of the American League All-Star vote for catcher. He's batting .288 on the season with 65 hits, which means he leads all American League catchers in both categories. How can you vote Rays? Vote Buffalo? Go to raysbaseball.com/vote. And like I said, the boys are back in town for a 9-game homestand, which has the Yankees, the Nationals, and the Astros making an appearance. And we've got a lot of great giveaways on deck. Of course.
All right.
Don't you like that? Because every choice you make can affect the outcome of the rest of your life.
And what you're doing now is who you are.
Yeah, and it's going to set you up for what you're going to be.
Oh, well, all right.
Getting deep.
I love it. I love it.
All right, you guys, the month of April is coming to an end. But for our trivia, do you know what the word April is?
You said a little bit about the rap thing in country music, but then you have the spoken word.
It's not rapping. I mean, I think mine was. I mean, I don't judge it that way. Mine is just spoken word, and I think there's been a lot of that. I mean, Conway did that all the time, you know, back in the day. So, I think it's an element on this album we hadn't done before. There's a lot of spoken word. There's a 4-minute poem in between, you know, Dark
Which is
Side
actually
Devil.
really good, and you came up with that in the parking lot, right?
Yeah, Arthur Mills Mall. Yeah, I recorded it there.
So when were you thinking about this? Like, and
right
how many drugs were you on when this was going through your head?
I mean, a lot of it is being in Nashville for.
Their experience with me. If it wasn't for them, look at my dad right here.
That's your dad up standing up on the truck?
That's it. He's loving it. So if it wasn't for my mom and dad, I wouldn't be in St. Louis today.
I love that. That's so heartfelt, and you hear all the fans yelling and cheering for you. Hey, Dad. Good. How are you?
Good.
So I just interviewed Joel. He said without you guys, you know, he wouldn't be here. What does this moment mean for Mom and Dad? You have got all the accolades that a recording artist really can have bestowed upon them. What is it about Garth Brooks and your music that has stood the test of time?
I have no idea. I know you're playing for the largest, most loyal audience on the planet, and so these people have taken care of us all the way from Six Flags here back in '89 or '90. So they've always been sweet, and then, you know, we came through on the world tour, the comeback tour, about 2 or 3 years ago, and they treated us like we'd never left. So this is a sweet place to play.
I love that you mentioned Six Flags, because you kind of shared that billing kind of with like a rodeo-ish.
Yeah. You know, it was just, there's a song called The Old Stuff on.
Earlier you mentioned, you know, kind of being under that umbrella of country music, and you said you almost didn't record the dance because you thought it wasn't country enough. So what is it like for you now when country radio is kind of gearing towards that pop country feel?
Yeah, I think
when you came out, you were the kind of guy who ran around the stage and poured water on yourself, and all the other guys kind of just stood there and played. So do you keep trying to up yourself as it goes along?
No.
Keith Urban is an awesome guitar player. He's going to get to show another side of himself when he joins blues great Buddy Guy on one of Buddy's tracks. But right now, let's keep it country with Cop Car. I sure would love to play this night again, so I think that is the perfect dance to end with. Play it again, Luke Bryan.
So this is the packaging you look for, okay?
Okay, so it's white cheddar and hot.
Yeah, and we just had Listerine strips before we.
Why are you telling our secrets?
We didn't want our.
Why are you telling our secrets?
our guests.
What does this mean to you?
I mean, that's amazing.
You brought the St. Louis Blues their first Stanley Cup. You're forever in history. Have you realized what that actually means for your kids, your grandkids?
Yeah, they, 2 of my kids over there, the third one is at home, but I know how much.
That's pretty exciting for our city, and hopefully that'll continue to grow. And what I love to see is more little girls playing hockey.
Caught up with the man of the hour right here, Nelly. Tell us a little bit about the black and white ball. This is the 6th year you've done this. I also heard a rumor that you had a workout video happening.
Now, I know that your fans are trying to vote for you again for Hottest Bachelor for the Country Weekly. Are you still a bachelor? All right, so tell me, is there any crazy, weird stories about women trying to get your attention?
Angella Sharpe standing by with one of the greats.
I am so excited about this interview. Mr. Adam Oates is right here with me, a person that I loved watching as a kid. And of course, our blues fans love you too. What is it like to still be loved this many years after playing?
You know, it's very flattering for sure. Always exciting to come back. Got a chance to see my friends, and got to go on the ice a little bit today. You know, it's always great to come back.
You gotta love that. Now, you know, your career for us blues fans, Hall & Oates was a big deal. Was it cool to kind of be paired up with him in everybody's memories?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a big deal for us too, right? For me especially, I got traded here from Detroit. I got paired with Brett, and really changed my career. I always said Hully put me on the map. We had a great chemistry. It was a lot of fun, and our memories in St. Louis are always very special.
Yeah, you guys only really played together for, what, 2.5 years? But for us Blues fans, it felt like forever. Was it weird when you left here and left Hull?
Yeah, it was very hard, as you can imagine, being so close. And, you know, it felt like a long time for us as well. When we think about it, we have talked about it. It's to be only 2.5 years, it does seem really weird.
And you've got a lot of great accomplishments. You've got over 1,000 assists, which is really cool. Do you like kind of being that setup man?
Okay. So, ready? Yeah. Okay. How many cups of coffee do you drink per day?
0. I don't like coffee. I'm sorry. Are we not friends now?
I'm just so confused.
Yeah, I'm not a coffee person.
You're one of those. Oh, that's okay. I'm going to try not to judge.
Okay. You're judging. I can
No, I'm not judging.
Snellzilla tossed for 11 2/3 innings, allowing only 4 hits, no earned runs, and striking out 19. Now we're back in town tonight, 4-7, and featuring a few new faces. Jake Bowers and Diego Castillo recently called up from AAA Durham.
All right, now this means he's in charge of keeping all the animals that are going to be here healthy, happy, and most importantly, alive, right? I mentioned that there's a lot of requirements you have to stay within to try to keep the essence of the train station back from the 1800s. Everybody is typing in with their Go Webster or Go Kirkwood. You know, Webster does lead this series, 53-45-5. There was 8 games where they weren't played. And Webster has won 5 games in a row 3 times.
Hi, Angela.
Hey, Dana and Anthony, how you guys doing? You know, it's a beautiful day out here in Belleville, and they made it even prettier with all the art they brought for Art on the Square. So I'm pretty excited here.
Another great matchup is the Nashville Predators versus the Jets. Now, they played Game 2 last night and went into 2 overtimes before Nashville won. That series is now also tied 1-1, and they'll pick it back up tomorrow night.
The trades the Rays had. Now, of course, Wilson Ramos was traded to the Phillies, but I want to start with the one that I'm most excited about. A couple of minor leaguers to the St. Louis Cardinals for outspoken outfielder Tommy Pham, and plus the Rays will have control for 3 years. The Budweiser Ballpark Pass. For just about $30 a month, you can go to every regular season home game that the Cardinals have. We have 1 month left of that, and the way the boys are playing, you're going to want to be here. Or kisser, Leah or Will Smith?
Leah is, she's probably the better kisser, but Will is a little more aggressive.
He's a little more aggressive, is he?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of aggressive, now, you know, some of your friends, the St. Louis Blues, walked the red carpet before you.
Yes.
And I have this photo of you in a Blackhawks jersey.
I know. Well, let me just say something.
Okay, you better explain this to us.
And
you know what, guys? The party is not over yet. Nope. There's going to be a parade down Market Street with the Stanley Cup. Lord Stanley will be down Market Street. It's going to be great. I'm Angella Sharpe for STL TV.
Seconds to check your smoke detector. Make sure you have a plan with your family on how you're going to get out of those environments. You never know.
For STL TV, I'm Angella Sharpe. See you next time. You guys need to make your way out here. It's a ton of fun. For STL TV, I'm Angella Sharpe.